Huge breaking news is JD has won his appeals case in Virginia. That's right. AH is throwing in the towel. She has made an announcement on Instagram. I mean, this came up less than 35 minutes ago. Look at that traction too, baby. And we were talking about 25,000 likes in 25 minutes with the world saying, hey, you need to be done. And what this tells you here is that AH knew that she couldn't win on appeal. She also knew, like I had been saying forever, that JD, he was in it and he may well possibly win it. So she decided, hey, I got to give this stuff up. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. What's more, her insurance companies, they're going to want their money too. In fact, I imagine this decision was because of part of that. I mean, she's been paying hundreds of thousands of dollars out of pocket. She can't afford that money. So what does she do? She posts on Instagram. She tries to get that sympathy, but she's telling you again, it's over. It's through. You and I, we are going to go over this today too. Oh man, talk about huge news here and fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. 6 years in the making. That's how long this has taken for JD to finally see justice. But apparently it's here. Again, this is legit too. This is coming from Instagram. You can see the only people that are allowed in this conversation as well as the comments. They have been limited, but hey, you see AH and you see her mouthpiece online. But listen to this here. After a great deal of deliberation, I have made a very difficult decision to settle the defamation case brought against me by my ex-husband in Virginia. Yeah, she didn't want to throw in the towel again, but she knew that she could not win this. There was no way whatsoever. It's important for me to say that I never chose this. Oh, you did. You chose this. You chose it for 6 long years. You just never thought that he could ever win in a courtroom. I defended my truth. I always love that word there too. My, not the. My truth, and in doing so, my life as I knew it was destroyed. Yeah, you go out, you put that bullseye on someone else, but it's their fault for trying to defend themselves, right? The vilification I have faced on social media. So of course, you got to point that finger at everyone else because that is exactly what you're going to do, is an amplified version of the way in which women are re-victimized when they come forward. Again, because somebody was outed. They were outed for not telling the truth. They did this for years. That's somehow your fault. It's somehow the fault of everyone else. Now, I have finally had the opportunity to emancipate myself from something I attempted to leave over 6 years ago, and on terms I can agree to. Yeah, you wouldn't have agreed to these terms at all unless you thought that you couldn't win. I have made no admission. Of course not. You only got on the stand and you showed the world the truth. You didn't have to admit anything. This is not an act of concession. Yes, it is indeed. It is a huge act of concession too. Again, she brought in a powerhouse company, one that she figured she could get to represent her because they've represented Twitter, they've represented so many others. So she thought, hey, you know what? I can get a win with this too. There are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. So she's telling you, I'm never going to be quiet about this either. I'm never going to move forward. I'm never going to stop speaking. That tells you she may settle this, but at the same time, she's never going to stop. She's never going to stop aiming at people. That includes not just JD, but that includes people like Adam Waldman, people that are witnesses, yourself, myself, anyone that they could put in the crosshairs. She's telling you all that stuff. I imagine a book will be in order. I imagine there will be so much there. But again, when you look at this, it's huge news because of what she's saying, but it's also huge news because, again, this hasn't stopped for her, not by a long shot. Now she's going to have to face off with her insurance companies that have already paid over $8 million on the tab. You know that they're going to want their piece of this too. And charities. Remember, there was $7 million that just kind of poof, it disappeared. They don't want you asking questions about where exactly that went to either. I'm sure that's going to be brought up, but I love this. I mean, we are talking about something where we can finally look at having an answer. JD, he has moved on with his life. He is moving forward with things. It will allow him to continue what he's done. It will allow him to put this in its rearview mirror. And again, when you look at it, this is an admission of guilt. She says it's not, but oh, it very much is. It is her telling you, she did all of these things. Her truth, though, her truth matters. She will never be quiet, but she can't win. And ultimately, that's what matters. The fact that she's saying, again, she can't win. Hundreds of thousands of bucks out of your own pocket. Yeah, that kind of changes things up, doesn't it? Now, what's crazy about this, and I feel like I need to say this before ending too, is to think about the cost associated with everything here. I mean, says, hey, this has destroyed my life. Well, remember in 2018, when that op-ed came out, she took away pirates. I mean, that was one of the first things that we saw fall. As everything moved forward, you had Warner Brothers initially stick with JD, but when JD, he decided to stand up for himself, when he decided to speak his truth, they thought, hey, this isn't something we want. Oh no, the controversy. Oh, this might damage Aquaman as well. Yeah, I mean, when she's talking about the damage to herself, again, look at what it did to his reputation. Even moving forward, he's going to have problems. I mean, people are still going to look at him. They're still going to talk about her truth, what she had to say. You're going to have so many spin doctors out there. But interestingly, right now, most of the spin doctors, they're gone offline. You had that desperate attempt at that last letter, that attempt where they were going to try to sway not only the appeals court, but also the court of public opinion. Yeah, all of that, it fell by the wayside. But anyway, I mean, this is huge, huge news. I hope you share it everywhere. Apologies for the impromptu way I put this together as well. Yeah, we'll finish up coverage of this subject hopefully by the end of the month. I mean, we'll have the insurance going on. Maybe after that, everything will be done. But it's like I've been saying, I thought everything would be wrapped up by the end of the year. There you go, right there. It's like I said. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. And as always, I appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Can't say that enough. Want to help out the channel? Links are in the description. And again, share this everywhere. I want to thank you too. You've helped out this channel immensely as we've covered this. This has been one heck of a ride. Thank you. Going to end here. Thanking you again. See you soon.